recording very shortly. Yep, cool. Alright. Hey going guys, it's Outback Gamer here, and welcome to DCS. Now, you have seen DCS before. If you haven't, welcome to DCS. It is Digital Combat Series? I think it is Digital Combat Series. I call it Digital Combat Simulation. Now, it is a simulator nonetheless. It is a flying simulator nonetheless, but it is not just a flying simulator. It is a military combat, civil aviation, basic, simulator. You can fly planes, you can drive tanks, you can do all sorts of different vehicles in the game. It's more focused on air-to-air combat or air-to-ground combat with targets and all that out there. It is free. You get one jet aircraft, which you're seeing right here. It is the SU-25T version. This is the Russian version of a A-10. So basically a tank in the air. So we're going to be doing a tutorial on the aircraft and how to get it up off the ground for that, and then there'll be another video pretty much straight away for the landing side of things straight after this tutorial on YouTube, and then we'll go into the missiles and all that sort of stuff in the days to come. The missiles are very, very easy. The air-to-air missiles are... There's only two types of air-to-air missiles on this aircraft, but there is a wide range of air-to-ground and SAM sites on this jet. So we'll be doing all of that. We'll be doing some streams and stuff with my friend, formation flights, probably not so much textbook flights, but yes, we will be doing that. So yes, welcome to the FrogFoot, the SU-25T. So let's jump in the cockpit. Now, this is what we call a Flaming Class 3 aircraft. What I mean by that is I can move my mouse around and there's no reticle to click any other buttons. However, if I do key bindings or move certain things, you can see like that down there is moving. We can't physically touch it ourselves. So the throttle moves. If I stuff around with the trim, you can see the trim moving there when it's turned on, I guess. So like all the instruments move. So there's the throttle, it's all moving. That's the trim. So basically nothing else. It's all eye candy. None of that stuff works really, and none of that stuff there works. The HUD works. Being mindful, the aircraft that you see here, yes, it has English. When you start up, it will not have English. It'll be in Russian. You can download a mod. You just type in SU-25T. And I'll put that in the description below to get the English version of this cockpit, which is really good, done by a bloke that I found the other day. I've only been in DCS for 3 days, so mind you, it's really, really good. I quite like it, so yes, it's great. Now, to start this aircraft, yeah, there's a lot to do. So what we're going to do to start this aircraft, I am going to show you the basic controls of starting this aircraft. Make sure you're on SU-25T and you want to go down your annexes, and you want to check to make sure your joystick is all set up through your annexes there. You want to check your flight control is all set up with your trim. Everything else should be off. The main area just to get this aircraft off the ground is your stuff, basically systems. You want to have air brake. This aircraft is very, very fast. It doesn't like slowing down. It's not fast, but it's just a brick and it does not want to slow down. So you want to have that. You don't need the pressure if you don't want it. You can have that, but you'll be prompted to use these. So you want your canopy closed because you're open with the canopy, so it's left control. You want your drag chute on something. If you can land this properly, you don't even need your drag chute, but that is there for safety. You need your power switch, your electronic power switch on a button. You want your electronic, your engine start and right start on a button, and your left stop and right stop on a button if you have the buttons. If not, just do both engines at once. You want your flaps at landing position on one, and you want flaps up and down toggle for your half position, not your full. So that is your full, that is your half. You can have all the other ones set to what you want. You can have light set to what you want. The next one you're going to want is landing gear, and you also want your navigation lights. Everything else is based on combat. Now I will go through the combat at a later date. So that is what you're going to need to get this aircraft off the ground. Now, like they said, to start the aircraft, it was Shift L to start the aircraft. I don't use Shift L. I use my key, throttle, because I have a key binding on it, but that is Shift L. You want to go and turn on your navigation lights using Control L. Mine were already on, they're actually off now, so there you can see them illuminated on the edge there, and there is one over here. It's a little bit laggy, you can't see it. You want to close your canopy, and that was Control C or Shift C, left. That's a little bit of glitches, sorry about that guys. That's like the blur in the back. There's the green, and your flaps should be already up. That is your flap switch there, you can see it just under there. I don't have a reticle so I can't show you, but that is the flaps. I'll move them for you. So that's your flaps at full down, and yeah, so you got full up and you got drag or whatever it is. So that's at land. So for taking off you want it on land and take off at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start the engine. Now that's the left engine. Okay, so I'm starting left engine now, so that is noted by the L there. Now when they say left engine, it's left engine as if you're looking at the aircraft. As you can see, the left engine starting on the left hand side as you're looking at the aircraft. As you can see, L for left engine. I'm going to go ahead and start the right engine now. And you will watch the needles spool up, and then the needles spool down. We also so that it will be the manifold pressure down the bottom there, the temperature of the aircraft, and those two will be the manifolds or the RPM. So they're once they are settled at the 3000 RPM and the starter light down their bottom has gone out, you are ready to go. In DCS world, if you try to move the throttle at any time during the startup, you will have a flame and which will catch a light and your aircraft will be gone. So yeah, there is a really neat thing about this game. I have helmet on despite still hearing the engine quite loudly. In a way, you can turn the helmet off and you can have a little bit more realism when it comes to the aircraft. That's why I have the helmet on, but you can turn it off so you can hear more of the aircraft there. So we got a couple of clouds out today. You can actually change that. I'm in mission editor, so I'm making my own. As you can see, the aircraft bounces. It is very realistic. I really wanted it to be a little bit more frame rate friendly. It has been frame rate friendly. I have a feeling that's because of the clouds today. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop our flaps to landing position. We've also got mirrors, guys. The mirrors in this game are brilliant. You can close them off by pressing M, which has changed the frame rate a little bit, so we'll leave them off for now, just for the purpose of this video. So we're completely clean skin. So we're going to come in here. You can use ATC. As you can hear, it's auto ATC at the moment. But yeah, it's cool. And you can come down here and you just line up. And once we've lined up, we can just sit here and roll for a bit and then line up a bit more and then speed up. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and start trimming the aircraft. You want to get to about 250. So in the HUD, up the top, left-hand corner, the numbers going up are in kilometers, not knots. So you want 250 kilometers before takeoff. And on the right, you'll have a 0 and an R. That means radar altitude. That means from the ground that we have on the ground there. So there we go. We took off at about 280 with the by itself because we had the trim set. So we're going to go ahead and set the trim back down so we're not taking off too aggressively. And as you can see, the R is increase. So that's radar altitude. That is not altitude sea level. So you want to be checking that. Now you've got the little thing up the top here. I don't use it because when I'm looking down I can't see it. It's disappeared. It's not a good thing, so you can turn that off. I will probably turn that off in the future for my next few videos. And there you go, there you have it, guys. So that is the full takeoff. You can also see the flight model is really good. So yeah, we'll just make this a whole tutorial. Instead of making 2 videos, we'll do a full landing and takeoff tutorial. So that was the takeoff tutorial. So I'll show you a full flight as I go around for the approach. So basically the aircraft is as you see it. So as I turn the aircraft, you can see that I can even turn that off by using Control Shift. There we go. So it's turned off now. You don't have to have it on if you don't wish. I like it. It also has the rumble, the head shake when you're landing, and if you're started the aircraft and stall. It also has another one where if I turn the aircraft, look down, the head will move with the aircraft. That I really like. If you do not have VR support, as you can see the head turned to the right there, and if I look up, oh, there you go, the aircraft shook. So if I look up, I'm looking up out of the sky now, so I don't turn that on all the time because then I can't go ahead and turn around like that with my other sensors. So I use a hat switch to look around and all that sort of stuff, which is pretty cool. So I can go ahead and look out that way, and I can still see if I'm flight leveled ready and all that sort of stuff. So good for turning. So if I'm turning, I can see what I'm doing, whether I'm keeping speed. So I probably should keep that on, which is really good. That way I'm always keeping a track of what happens with the aircraft. So very good flight model, love it. This aircraft is really good, but as you can see, low airspeed, it just dies off. I'm doing 390 kilometers now. I can still stall at 390 kilometers. Just look at these wings, they're nasty. So we'll go ahead and whoop, not that way. Looking the wrong way. We'll go ahead and bring up our flaps. They are up, and we'll bring our aircraft down to so not that one. So there are your speed brakes on the sides. You'll have 2 left and right, and you can hear and feel the rumble, or you almost feel the rumble, even though you don't have any force feedback on your joystick, unless you have a really good one. That is really good. I'll go ahead and turn those on. The frame has finished off. That airport down there, that's Crimps. It's a bit laggy-ish because of the city. There's other ones that are a little bit better. It just really depends on how the PC wants to run. So yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and line up. We'll get rid of those. I think I was getting a bit laggy there. I'll put them back out. So there we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and line up. We're going to level off here at 700. We'll go ahead and level off. So we're a bit far out from the runway. But yeah, depends on how you want to land. I do brake landings. You have seen brake landings on my other videos in my F-18 Super Hornet on FSX, which I will still be getting back into now that I'm back on deck at home and stuff. I've just been trying to get this game up and going and working well. I'm actually on my own server map that I'm trying to work on getting released. It's not showing up in the server list, so I'm using a friend's. I'm sending my map to him and he's doing the server run for me. So once I get the server up and running when I'm playing, then it'll be really good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll drop the landing gear. So we're now at 360. So you can drop the landing gear at around 370, I believe, in this aircraft. Probably a bit too fast, but I'm sure the aircraft will let you know. So you want to be landing at about 290, 280 with this aircraft. There we go. We're in a stall, so you want to back off. There's a stall warning again. Alright, so we'll go ahead and lower our flaps now to full landing. So we're at 310 there. So we'll go ahead, lower up. Our flaps should be coming down. So down there where the gear lever is, you will see the little aircraft looking symbol, and it has 4 lines at the bottom. That's full and medium flaps, and 3 little white dots. That's the landing gear. So if I pull those up, they disappear and they come back on. So that's those. So we'll go ahead and come in on runway 04. So you want to be landing at about 290 with this particular aircraft, so 290, 280, and then once you're on, heavy on the brakes for a little bit, and then release. So you want to be on the brakes for about 5 seconds and release, 5 seconds and release, just so you're not sweeping all over the place. Good landings, you don't use the parachute. You don't have to use the parachute, but if you're coming in quite quick, like 340 or whatever, and you want to use the parachute, you can, and pull up. And if you're going to go off again, you got to remember to rearm the parachute. Otherwise, yeah, you just call for ground support and they do it for you. It's really good. So we're at 290, 280, 290. So you just rev up, just keep the speed going. Try and get down onto the black tar there, or the black marks. Boom, there we go. Try and we've got a bit of lag there. What I might do, yeah, I want to pull the chute. Chute's pulled, and the chute will slow us up. I had a bit of a rough landing, but that's the chute there, guys. As you can see, nice little thing, brilliant little trick. So yeah, cool. We can release that chute now, and as you can see, it still stays broken at the back there. So you'll need to get the air crew to fix that up for you. We'll go ahead and fix up the flaps and fix up the speed brake. Alright, there we go. Speed brakes are closed, and we are pretty much good to get going. So thanks everyone for watching the stream. I really hope you enjoyed it, and you will see a little bit more detail in missiles and all that sort of stuff. Now, Flaming Cliff 3, there is nothing to it. Like I said, it's all keybinds. You can't really do much in the cockpit. You got to remember everything on the controls. Once you've done that, you're pretty good. That's why I kind of put both videos together. So this will be a takeoff landing tutorial, and that was it for that. Really not much about it, so make sure the landing flaps are down, make sure you have your drag chute ready to go, and your gear and all that sort of stuff. But basic 290, 280, you should be able to get down to the runway in time. Try and do it a little bit better than I did. I have practiced and practiced and practiced, and I've got it down pat, but that one just, this aircraft has really close wheels, like the main wheels at the back, they're really close, so the aircraft tends to want to lean to one side, so you don't want to be, you don't want to be stuffing around with the wheels, so be very mindful of that, guys. Apart from that, yeah, it's been great. So thanks for watching. This video will be out soon, and yeah, catch ya. Hopefully I'll see you on another stream. Thanks, guys.